Good morning, people. Welcome to the Easy Stream, where we hang out in this fish room and get everything done every week. Whoops, we're not even see. Is this blank? We have no camera. Hang on. Can you hear me? Blank. I hear me. I see no camera. What is going on here? Ah, so it begins. So it begins. Good morning, people. Screen is black. I know. I don't, dude. I'm getting ready to do the thing. I'm all ready. I have everything all set up like I do every week. And I go to hit play or whatever, start the stream. And it gives me this error that says like, oh, whatever. Maybe you might need to update your video drivers. I'm like, what? Kept giving me this error. So I updated OBS, which is the streaming software I use. And now it's got issues. Of course, nothing like an update right before you got to do something. It didn't require it. But anyway, hopefully you guys can hear me now. Hopefully you guys heard the bot. Anyway, let me say good morning again. Good morning. Welcome to the Easy Stream, where we hang out in this fish room.
That's lovely, that is.
And we do all the things, all the time. What's new? Well, what did we talk about last week? Setting up that fry rack system. And I was going to drill some fish tanks. Well, I might have some video for you on that. But I'm gonna. Those 5-gallon fish tanks are not like very easy to drill. The glass is like extra thin, and it was not going well. And those fish tanks are not cheap; they're like $30 a piece. So after I cracked like the second one, I was like, yeah, man, I'm not doing this anymore. So we got to find another method besides drilling the bulkheads.
Window licker hash
which
5.
means it's probably going to have to do one of those
Good morning, Jason.
PVC overflows.
All bells and
Good
whistles
morning.
working.
I didn't even say hi to anybody yet. This is how I'm all over the place. So let's do this. Good morning, Andy Carson. Thanks for being here. Happy Mom's Day. That's right. Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there, especially the mothers. Victor C, what's up, man? Good morning. Bionic Bigfoot. It's just another day to me. Well, every day is just another day, isn't it? Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff King. Good morning, good morning. Xanadoodoo, what's up, man? Window liquor number 5. Good morning, good morning. We at? I already said Jenny Lynn, what's up? Southwest Florida Aquatics, in the truck, lurking and driving. Well, drive safe, man. Don't go speeding up and down all around. I'm missing people. And John McKenzie, good morning, sir.
310 Aquatics said, good morning. Happy Mother's Day to the moms.
Good morning, 310 Aquatics. All right, I think I'm at the end here, squirrel. You ain't wrong. But yes, all right. So yeah, drilling the tank. Well, here. In the world is that? Hang on, I'll show you. You see, does my clicker work? Did it work? Did the fishy work? Okay, the clicker did work. And the fishy worked too. Cool. This is probably the easiest camera to grab, so bear with me a sec. This is
That's lovely.
the one tank I drilled. However, I don't know if you can see it here. I'm gonna have to take that off, but it's split right there from the hole straight up. The other one split that way, Well, it was actually like a little crack. I could have gotten away with it until I picked it up, and when I picked it up, the whole thing just shat. I'm like, oh, oh. This one I think we can save. I mean, worst comes to worst, I could put a little piece of silicone in there. I don't think that's going to leak, though. And theoretically, that's above where the water would be draining, so we'll have to test it out. I did hook in the bulkhead to a hose. It goes down to here. I haven't tested this one out yet, though. So we need to build a PVC overflow, I think, for this. And then drain into this tank. And then we can put the pump in here. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if this is the tank that I want the sump in, because these are the Celebes fry. Or the, whatever the, yeah, the pump. The return pump. Because the only reason I don't is these guys are pseudomoogles. This is probably going to be a pseudomoogle. Well, no, maybe not. Alright, the reason I don't is because the pseudomoogles, they like to hang it at the top of the water. These dudes hang out all over the place. So I'm afraid that if there's a return pump in here, they're going to get sucked into it. Because they swim all over the place. See that little dude? He's like right there in the middle. I'd be worried about that. So maybe we make this the middle tank. And we'll use this as the return. So then we got to move some tanks around. Or we got to move some fish around. We can put the fish in the top tank, but then we got to catch a bunch of little fry. Decisions, right? Well, first we got to build the overflow and see if that even solves the problem. If we can work with that or not. I don't know. We'll get on it. We'll figure it out. That'll be a thing. All right, we'll get to that. The other thing I did this week is I brought the pond pump out, or the summer tub outside, and I just filled it with water. I need to get a some sort of pump filter going in there, otherwise it's just stagnant water. So I know I used to have those little pickle pumps. Had a whole bunch of them, but I don't know what happened. I gotta find one. Maybe. There we go. Look, it's even got hose on it already, so this must have been the one we were using last year. Cool. Here's a pickle pump. Pickle.
Window Licker #5 said, put the bottom tank on top and grab another tank for the bottom.
The bottom tank on top. But the tank, I already got a tank drilled, ready to go. I don't want to move that. Here's the pickle pump. Actually, this looks like it was all set up already, so this is the one I was using last year. It's even got an air stone. Cool. I'll have to plug that in later. But yeah, this tub is out there. I haven't put anything in it. Maybe we put some mops in there. We'll work on that in a bit. We do got to do the testing and water change. Pandagars have been doing pretty good in here. What is it? I saw all eight of them yesterday. They're just chilling. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I see 5 right now. Yeah, 5. There's 3 more somewhere. Oh, there's one down there. That's 6. Yeah, they're doing good. I think. I hope. Alright, we gotta set this pickle pump down. Let's do the water testing. And then we can get on with life. Apparently I never emptied the vials from last week because I always forget. We set them down. Oh, that's right. Last week I had to retest the phosphates because the test got screwed up. I don't remember. One of them got screwed up. let's do this. Bada bing, bada boom. Bada bing, bada boom, boom, boom. All right. That should be all the water we need. I'm testing. Oh my god, I almost dropped that. That would not have been cool. That would not have been cool. Where's my phone so I can see chat? Put the bottom tank. Yeah. I don't know if that would work. I mean, it would work, but it'd be a big pain in the ass. I'd have to swap around. Instead of 2 tanks, I'd have to swap around. Well, yeah, because then then that other tank is already drilled, so it doesn't make sense. At least in my mind. Okay. That's the calibration. Let's do the nitrates. There's also talk on, it was on Whipstream yesterday. Well, in the chat. And somebody was, I think it was Peplin, said something about taking 33 long and maybe dividing it, making that the hatching thing. It's an idea. That is an idea.
Window Licker #5 said, "Are the pandas eating the bee bay? It seems a little less."
I hope. I hope. And I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. All right. Here is this. Let's shake this up. And there's like that one strip in there that seems to be empty. And I saw the guy cleaning that the surface skimmer. So he must be getting some good noms on that. I've been feeding pretty much the same amount, trying to keep it on the lower side. Try to be very cognizant of how much I'm sticking in there. Alright, let's get that out of there. Put that in there. Press and hold.
Whip's World said, "Hiya, beautiful people. Let's get tanked."
Good morning, Whip. Let's turn this on. Let's calibrate. Let us get the phosphate test moving here. Yes. Okay. Shake this up. Let's mix the crystals. Okay. There's that. There's that. Press and hold. 3 minutes. 3 minutes, and we got 6 minutes, so we got a couple of minutes. Okay, cool. Okay, I guess next we start the water change. Because we're going to change water no matter what. No matter what the results are.
Whip's World said I come into here. I need to be cognizant of how much I stick in there. And I had to make sure I clicked the right link.
$4.06 is the TDSs. So let's open up my little, what do you call it? Spreadsheet. BBA tank. There we go. Today is what, the 11th? 5/11. And I said it was 406. Yes, 406. Slightly down from last week. I did fertilize last week. I've been doing the iron every week, so hopefully that works out. Fish Dreams, good morning. You made it. Oh. Okay. This is going to cook for a minute. Oh, how much time is left? Not much. But let me start this water change before I forget. And then we'll get into, I guess, PVC overflow. I'm going to kind of try and build the one like I built for the water change thing. Except maybe a smaller, so it, you know, doesn't take up. We'll be right. I was looking for my Python adapter thingy protector. I don't know what I did with it. It's probably over here. All right. 7 seconds on this one test. That's draining. Phosphates are 0.39. That's down slightly from last couple of times. 0.39. Cool. That's actually getting more in line with what they used to be before we had that spike. In 2 more minutes, we will have the other test result. Woo! Off for Aqua Show. Living the dream. All right, new local. Sweet. Is that this weekend? Man, I haven't seen. I know that Aqua Show kind of fell off a little bit because, you know, they got rid of some of the YouTube promoters, like Ed.
And AS said only 2 fish in there.
Where? In here? No. There are 8 Pandagaras, 2 Geophagus pyrocephalus, 1 festivum, 1 firemouth, and 1 L333, and a rainbow goby. So 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 fish in here? Yeah. Sounds about right. Only 2 fish in here. It seems like it. Gars are hiding. Yeah, they're all over the place. Where did I find my Pandagars? There was a local fish store I went to. They were not cheap either, man. They were like 16 bucks a piece. What the heck is it? Oh. Yeah. And I got 6? No. I had 3, so I got 5. Yeah, local fish store. It was called
Big
Living
Glass
Things.
Boxes said WDW chat hats up of you everyone. Happy Movers Days.
Big Steve, good morning. Nothing is cheap. That's the truth. But these guys were, what is it? I was looking at, when I went there, I saw how much they were. I'm like, damn, they're not cheap. And I was like, all right, well, let me see, like, you know, online dudes. 20.5 is the nitrates. I looked at Dan's Fish. Dan's Fish were like, they were cheaper, but obviously you got to pay for shipping. So 20.6. And then by the time you're paying for shipping, it was the same price. So it was like, do I buy them now or do I wait get them shipped? So I just bought them. Plus, you know, I'm supporting a local fish store. Okay, here we are. Where are we at this week? Right over here. And if you see, TDSs are kind of the same, but this is, we're coming down off this spike. I don't know why we spiked like this, but we did. That's because I was speculating because I switched to different grain size on the food. So I'm thinking it had more phosphates in it. I don't know. I don't know. It's a mystery. But that's done. Let's go back to here. Let that chooch. I am going to empty. Try to remember to do this. Clean these test tubes out. Save it for next time. Take some RO water. Drain it. I could show you the film. I have to dig it out. Of me drilling those tanks. And how I did it, but yeah, I'll dig that out in a sec. But yeah, just the sheer act of me picking up the fish tank, like, broke the glass on the one. That's how thin that glass is. It's ridiculously thin. So it made me leery about, like, drilling it. It was like everything drilled fine, and it was the moment that the drill bit went through the glass is when, like, a crack would occur. Like, both times I did it, I'm like, all right. I don't know how I can go any gentler. I don't know what's the word, more gentle than I did. But, you know. All right, let's see if I can find that video. Where is this? Open that folder. See if we can find this video. It was longer than it needed to be, to put it that way.
Alishan AS said grant of TGOE speaking at Bucks County on June 5th.
Grant, the Governor of Eater, speaking at Bucks County. That's cool. That's cool. Why don't I see this video? Apparently it didn't upload. Huh. All right, well, I'll have to get it off my phone. And that might take a few minutes, so let me get to my phone. 12-minute video. Send that to OneDrive. Personal. I don't know what's happening here. Oh, there we go. It took a while. All right, I'll send it there. That's going to take a while. So we'll check on that later. I have to... Oh, there. Yes. Okay. Okay. That's chugging. Yeah, okay. Let's, what I should do... trying to think how to do this with the fry. Maybe I should move the frittatas to the top tank. And then I can move the Celebes up one, and then that tank is now, can be on the bottom. Yeah. Where I just moved the frittatas to the bottom. Swap those two around. That's probably a better idea. It's probably easier. That way I only have to drain water and move tanks. Right? Should be easy. They're only 5 gallons. A full 5-gallon tank weighs what, 40 gallons or 40 pounds? Right? About 8 pounds. 8 pounds per gallon. 5, yeah. It's easy. Easy.
Peplin Creek Aquatics said, Jason, good morning.
Good morning, Peplin. Hope your day is going well. Let's see. Yes. Yes. Let's go here. Personal pictures. Put it there. What is today is... It would have been the 10th.
Window Liquor #5 said the bot is talking smack. Jason, it said, say...
Oh yeah, it does say. It should say what, speak, right? What the heck is the command? Speak. There we go. I think say works too, honestly. But yeah, let me fix that. Does say work? I forgot. I think they both work, honestly. But we'll figure it out. Maybe not. Alright. I'm wrong. Commands. Nope. Timers, that's what I'm looking for. Good catch, man. I didn't even realize I did that. Speak. Date. There we go. There we go. Say does not work. You are correct. What are the actual commands? I forget. They're under... options. Custom commands. No, dude, I don't even know. Whatever. I'm not worrying about it. I'll be here forever trying to figure that out. I think I fixed the whole super chat thing. It should read, if you do a super chat and you put in whatever, it should read that now. I don't know. And I think the super sticker was, no, the membership milestones, I don't think you can leave a comment because my memberships are so cheap, I think is why they won't let you. YouTube's, they want to see you put money out before they let you talk. But you know. Alright, I got a bunch of PVC fittings here to make that thing. I got to get my PVC cutter, which is laying here on the floor because I was working with it yesterday. I'm going to move these tanks around. Maybe we should do that first. That's not a bad idea. we gotta finish this before I get all sidetracked. Let me get my PVC. I'm gonna use 3/4 inch because that's what I have laying around, and I have a lot of fittings for it.
Congratulations, Bruiser CB, on the membership milestone. User percent is her thesis being an extraordinary aquarist for 19 months.
User percent. Okay. That didn't work. User percent. Well, congrats on the membership milestone. And see, we got to fix that. That user percent thing. So milestone. Oh, I see what happened here. Okay. Edit. It should say percent user percent.
Thank you, Window Licker #5 for the CA $2. 79 CAD Super Chat. You rock! Window Licker #5 said percent raw input percent.
Nope. Didn't work. Damn it! Thank you very much, Window Licker. I think I fixed the membership milestone. Hang on, let me see about the super chat. Why won't it read the... It should read the whole thing, right? I don't know why it won't. Huh. I wonder if there's a command.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics.
Well, let's get this
Jeff
out of
Kane on the membership milestone. Empire of Dirt Aquatics. Jeff Kane has been an extraordinary aquarist for 19 months.
Alright, so I did fix
Window
the user
Licker
percent thing.
#5 said you can see the message.
I can see the message, thank you. Trying this out. Can you see the message? I can see the message. I just wanted the bot to read it. And I'm not sure what I got to do with that. I think it's because it's in a super chat. It doesn't recognize it as a comment. So I got to figure out how to get the... But I appreciate you for testing that, man. Clearly I need to do some work. Oh well. But I did fix the membership milestone. That's good to know. And you can't leave comments on membership milestones, correct? Just watching this panda gars. They look like they're having fun.
Thank you, Pepling Creek Aquatics, for the $2 USD Super Chat. You rock!
Well, thanks, man. Will she read this? Apparently not. Thanks, man. Cannot comment correct. What? Oh, yeah, you cannot comment. Yeah, on the super chat or the membership milestones. No message on the monthly. Okay. Yeah. That's what I thought. And that's weird because I think if you have like, if your memberships are more like, whatever, $2, $5, $10, whatever, then you can leave a comment. But for some reason, the 99-cent memberships, they don't like that, which I think is lame. Oh well. The bot will read your comment anyway, whether you're a member or not. The memberships are just, we use those memberships here to fuel our giveaways. And last month we did Amazonas magazine. Speaking of that, my subscription is coming up. I got to renew it personally. All right, we're almost done here with this water change. Then we got to play with some PVC. And then move some fish tanks, little 5-gallon fish tanks. And then we'll fire it up and see if it works. That'll be dangerous. But what better way to do this than in front of a live audience so we can see everything that goes wrong. Wow. 99 and up. The more expensive, the more words you can use. I see. Yeah, I think that's lame. I think they should give you at least something for the 99 cent, right? Oh yeah, and there's an Adolphi Cory in this tank too, so 12 fish, right? They used to have more Adolphis. He's the last one. I gotta get more of them. They're cool. I've not seen them anywhere though. They're pretty rare. Most people have the Duplicaris, which, from my understanding, the big difference genetically is what determines them from being
Elaine said,
Duplicaris.
how many hours are the lights set for now?
Oh God, what was it? We did tone it back. I gotta look. Anyway, I was saying about the Duplicaris. The difference is on their pectoral fins, there are microscopic little barbs on the Adolphois. I have not verified personally whether that's an Adolpho or not, but I bought them as Adolphois, so I'm hoping that the seller didn't just lie to me. And I got them a long time ago. A long time ago. That was back when my fish tank was in the living room upstairs. 20 long. Man, that was a long time ago. That had to have been like 5 years ago. Long before YouTube. Probably longer. Actually, it had to have been longer than that, because 2020 was when the pandemic hit. Yeah. So 2019 maybe? I bought them as like little dudes too. Alright. This is good. We're almost. That power head, when it starts sucking air, is when I know I've drained enough water. It's a good 50% water change. What else did I do? I did a water change on my 125 this week. On the 75 angelfish tank, Mr. G. I did the pass-through thing on that. We did that on last Sunday, right? I let that run like all day. It's still sitting there, ready to go. I could just crack it back on. It should start running. But we're gonna deal with other stuff first. Okay. Enough of that.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said his lighting schedule is Sundays only, and only during the live stream.
That'd be fun.
Jason just has a black thumb when it comes to algorithm.
Yeah. Alright, now you got me here. So what is the lighting schedule? Spray the wood with peroxide. I know. People say that. They say that's what they want. Alright, what am I looking for? My lighting schedule. Blue ball. This is on a Fluval 75-gallon Geos. It is set to come on at, what is that, 15:30. That would be, what, 3 o'clock? No. Yeah, 3:30. It starts sunrise at 3:30 and it finishes sunrise at 5 p.m. And then it starts at sunset at 2 hours later. Holy cow.
Elaine said I didn't think it was a hard question.
Well, it was difficult. So it looks like my light is on, max is at 35% for the red and 30% for the whatever. So, and then it takes another hour. So what is that, 7 o'clock? So it's on for 2 hours at 35%, and then it starts ramping down for another hour. 30, 35. So I guess from sunrise to sunset, that would be 3:30 to 8. What is that? It's like 4.5 hours, and only 2 of those hours is at 35%. Everything else is ramping up and ramping down. So I think the light, it's been a while. Well, what did we change it like a month ago, 2 months ago? It has not been, it's been a little while, but it hasn't been like, I think now we might begin to start to see the change in light, the effect of it. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I guess we'll figure it out. Hey, why'd the light go off? Oh, because derp. Because I pushed the button, that's why. There we go. It was a hard question,
Empire of
Elaine.
Dirt Aquatics
It's harder than I was
Jeff
ready to
K.
answer.
said so the plants don't get enough light to compete against the algae.
Is that what you think? I don't know. These are all low light plants. Anubias and Crips. And the Crips seem to be doing pretty good. Here, let's, a lot of them got this here. Squirt some iron in there. I don't know. There's the fire mouth. He's like, what are you doing in my cave?
Fishroom said the plants are slow growers.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's really the issue. Is there, I probably just need more. I think I can kind of see the Anubias, or not Anubias, the Crips. They're kind of taking off a little bit, picking up the pace. They're starting to look like they're rooting, taking hold, growing. I don't know. Worst comes to worst, I'll just add more. But I think the lighting schedule is probably as low as I want to go. What did I say, 4.5 hours at low light? I do notice that the BBA over there is starting to get like brownish. I don't know how to
Peplin
describe
Creek
it.
Aquatics said that's by design, Jeff. Can't let those pesky plants overrun his beautiful Blackbeard farm.
That's right.
Fishroom said chuck in some guppy grass.
There's an idea. That could help. Sure. I have a ton of guppy grass. It's not like I have a shortage of that. I did put floaters in here, but it was salvinia. But all my salvinia seems to have died. I had it going in my worm tank for a long time, but it moves the light off that tank too. That's probably why. I think there's 5
Elaine
Pandagars
said I
right there.
killed algae on glass and duckweed by turning lights off 24/7 for 3 weeks.
Nice. Yeah, that probably would do a whole lot. But I don't know if I'm ready to make that commitment. I think well, that festivum's like, yo, get out of my spot, man. We'll see. We'll keep at it. I'm going to try and keep the feeding on a regular amount. I think once we get that dialed in, then we can kind of figure out adding or subtracting. And that's pretty good as far as full goes. Let's put this away. Or out of the way. Let's move it there for now. Probably use that again soon. Let's plug the filter back in. Please just start. Yes, cool. All right. I'm going to call that done. I'll feed this later.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said my schedule is 6 a.m. to midnight.
Whoa.
I struggle to grow algae where I want it unless I start to keep it on 24 hours a day for a few
Wow.
weeks.
6 a.m. to
Fishroom
midnight.
said
Damn.
Festival will keyhole for a 125 with a Cara.
That'd be cool.
Elaine said,
I'd like to
just
get more
try
fish,
on one tank with
like,
a few plants
Festones.
you can take out.
Yeah. All right, let's go over here. Well, do we want to go over here? Yes. These are the 2 tanks. Hang on. Gotta get there. We go. It's pulling itself. I think drain this down a little. Move these dudes down there. Move these dudes up here. And then we do the overflow on the middle tank here into the lower tank, and then we could pump it all the way back up to here. Could try it. I don't know. We'll see. All right, let's move. Let's get some PVC going here. Oops, that's got a lot of fuzzies on it. What we need.
Alishan AS said, doing any outdoor tubs, Jason?
Yup, I just set it up yesterday. Hang on, let me move you guys. I put the tub out and I put water in it. I grabbed the pickle pump. I gotta do that after the stream and stick that in there with a sponge filter. I'll probably throw those logs and stuff from the other tank that we pulled out last week. It's still been sitting in the bucket since then. Probably throw them in the tub just to, I don't know, maybe spark some bacteria. I'll use one of the sponges that are in the sumps already, so it'll already be seeded. So I think we'll be good on that. Might actually be able to throw some mops in there today.
Fisherman64 said, Happy Mother's Day to all
Fishy
the
Mon.
mothers in here and you to Jazrin.
Good morning, sir. And happy Mother's Day. To all the mothers, including you. The biggest mother of them all. Alright, so. Can I stand that up? I can stand it up. I do not want this longer than that, so let me get a marker. I'm not sure what I'm doing, so we're just going to fumble around. Okay? Where is it? There it is. Here's my PVC
Alison
cutter.
AS said, just add marginals and water hyacinth. No filters needed.
I do have some water hyacinth from, I got that from Rico at a clash. Not this past, it might be 3 years now? At least 2 years that I got that from him. I thought it was going to die. That's like kind of like an indicator when I need to fertilize that tank is when the hyacinth starts to look pretty ratty. Ooh. All right, let me take these broken wings. I'm gonna take the existing. So I can use this as a guide. Yeah, man. I guess I could just use this whole thing and then build another one, I guess. Let me see. What I need to do is take this off because I don't feel like dragging that hose around all over the place. So let's do that. Here's the one that we already made. I put it in here, right? It would drain down to this level. That's too low. This is where I screwed up on this thing, right? I put this one hole a little too low. So the tank would drain down to there. which is kind of low. I could always raise it up. Let's do this.
Pum pum
Uh-oh.
pum.
Uh-oh.
Pum pum
He's
pum.
already singing.
Pum pum pum. Pum pum pum.
All right. All right. Let's see on really high. You want to get it like that, maybe? Oh. No? No? Okay. Let's cut this. Making a command decision. That's where we're starting. Right? Let's get some fittings. I'm going to dry fit everything first. What do we need? We need an end cap. We need an elbow. We need another elbow. I need a piece to make that. Where did I do it? Oh, here it is. That should be good for the first cut. Right. Bada bing, bada boom. Perfect, perfect. Right. Now, this is where it's going to get a little tricky. I think
Fisherman64 said, Jazrin, you must have robbed a Home Depot of all those fittings.
I didn't rob. More like they robbed me. All right. Just gonna see if I can kind of. How does this sit? A regular old tank. Let's see. All right. Let's. I'm gonna cut a little piece. Robbing Home Depots. Come on now.
Window Licker #5 said, did he have an inside guy fisherman?
That's right. I wish. Okay, let's put this over there. Now, I bought an extra T because I was gonna. Where are the caps? Okay, they're there. I was gonna see if we could do this. But I don't think that's gonna work because I'm not gonna be able to get a cap on there, right? If I could get a cap on there, that would probably work, right? No, it's gonna be too tight. I have to twist this. Put that there. And somehow finagle it in a way that would stop it from turning. I think that's kind of pointless. So we're not going to do that. So let's take this little piece out. Now we need to figure out how we're doing this piece. Well, we need that little piece. Hold on. That's how we're going to get the cap on this end. There we go. Probably didn't need to slam that on like that. Yes. All right, then we need a piece approximately that long, right? And that should be pretty much the bulk of this. So let me eyeball this. Set this over here so I can make it a little easier to measure. Bada bing, bada boom, bada bing, 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 boom. Okay, That's probably good there, and then there, and then there. Where is my...
Fisherman64 said #5, actually. I did work at a Home Depot over in Pennsylvania for 13 years.
Yeah, I worked at a Home Depot too. My local one. And that was only for like 4 or 5 years. Oh man, it's almost been 20 years since I left Home Depot. I left in 07. So, a lot has changed in 20 years.
Nightbot said, to have the bot read your comment, fishy, a swimming fish. But
I forgot I would do that.
Summons Captain Blackbeard to hex you and all around you.
I don't know if we needed her to read that, but she did. Okay, that's pretty much it, right? I'm just gonna make sure we drill that hole in the right spot and get the overflow going here. So, we gotta change Nightbot, or else it's gonna do that again.
Victor C said liked.
There you go, Victor, thank you. Alright, timers.
Fishstream said, Jason, what's going on that tank that won't jump?
The what? There we go, let's try that. Alright, what's going on? That tank that won't jump. Oh, what's going in that tank that won't jump? Fry. And there's going to be a lid on this, too. I just don't have it on at the moment. It's going to be,
Fishcapade said, good morning, everyone!
Hey, Fishcapades, you made it. And good morning. Okay. What else did I need? I needed the overflow. Who this thing. I have a bunch of these laying around from other projects. I'm going to use some pipe tape. So this should probably be like one of the last things I had. Come on. We're working on an overflow system for the fry tank. Or fry tanks. The whole idea is to get them on one system that shares a heater. I already bought the heater. I even bought some temp controllers. Take this. This is a hose barb. Ow.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said tagged you on a 3 days printed overflow on your Discord.
Oh, you did? Cool. 3 days overflow. I'm not sure what that means. I want to see this before we get too crazy. All right. Depths unknown. An overflowing box. Fixed and improved version.
Fishcapade said, darn, I misses it. I wasn't caught up Lowell.
All right, hang on. Come on now. Yes, I'm human. Let me see. The guy even has a video of this stuff working. Let's see. I don't think you can hear the audio.
For your great design, and it really helped me to understand the whole topic of an overflow system. So basically what you do with this device is you have the water level. It's rising when you pump fresh water into your fish tank, and the water level is rising, and once it's rising and it's hitting the surface of the intake here, you see I put a little fish rear, I attached it to my model. So my little friends, right now I don't have any fish or any larger living animals in this fish tank. It's rather clean, but I want to put some fish in there
This is like
soon
7 minutes
once
long. I don't
the
know. We're
water
watching this all
quality
day.
is acceptable.
Let's
A
skip
hose
around.
here, 2mm.
All right, we understand it goes through something. I get that. I want to see the
Here,
object.
then it's
Oh, here. Look at the files. Hmm. So I'm guessing it's basically just here, let's go back here. Oh wow, there's video of this too. Yeah, okay, so the water's flowing in here, doing the siphon thing over there.
Fisherman 64 said
flowing out the other
Jazrin
side.
watch copy, right, they will get you.
Yeah, maybe.
Window Licker Hash 5 said, did you get ink birds?
I did get ink
They are
birds.
great. I've used those with cheap heaters for over 4 years. Haven't lost any heaters or fish to more fiction.
Yeah. Dude, I'm a big proponent of those heater controllers. I think they're great. I think they're gonna save. I mean, I started picking them up here and there. And currently, I think I got like 10 or 11 of them now, maybe more. I gotta count them. But I started realizing, like, after I cooked a couple of fish because the heater went bad. Actually, it wasn't the heater went bad. It was the temp probe for one of the tanks. My little dirty cat Lily, she pulled the probe out of the tank because she likes to play with wires and hoses. And, you know, the room was significantly colder than the fish tank, so the heater kicked on for like, wasn't until I did something at that till I found a dead fish in the tank. Oh, there's a dead fish. Put my hand in there. I was like, holy cow, is this water hot? And that's when I discovered what Lily had done. Don't look at me like that, Lily. You know what you did. What do I need? Paper towels. I'm gonna cement this together. Okay. Yeah, so that's when I said, you know, I have like hundreds of dollars of fish in some of these tanks. I should probably invest in some sort of security so I don't fry them or electrocute them. Okay. Let's turn this for a sec. I think we're looking at this. My trusty old PVC stool. Whoops. It's supposed to rip along the dots, man. I'm gonna glue this together. Where's my phone? Let me make sure. I'm seeing what you're seeing. Oh, there we go. Better. These wires laying all over the floor. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Fisherman 64 said Jazrin, you flatter yourself. I wouldn't say hundreds of dollars.
In fish? Are you kidding me? Jen Yu, good morning. Long Family Shoal, good morning. All right. Well, let's see. I don't know. We could do the math. Okay. Tens of dollars in fish. Does that make you feel better? I don't know why these are wet. Oh, it's because I stuck them in a tank. That's right. Dun dun dun. This one I don't need to do the tops. Let me get channel locks to open that. Where are those? I think they're stairs, damn it.
Fisherman64 said, "Don't hurt yourself," thinking, ha 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 ha.
There we go.
The moneyless maven Shirley said, "Roar. I'm here.
It's not big enough.
You may awed and amazed by me now. You're
Good
welcome."
morning. I think I have to run upstairs and grab my tools. 'Cause I don't think this is big. Well, this might work. We'll see. I just need it to open. Yeah, I got it. Not the best.
Window Licker #5 said, "I wouldn't want to add up how much fish cost. The number isn't good."
Yeah. Ow! Nope, I need the other tool. Hang on, people. My tools are upstairs because I was working on the living room, or the whatever. I will be right back. You stay there. Alright, I was wrong. My tools are not up there. What the hell? What in the... Where would they be if they are not there? In here? I could use this pipe wrench, I guess. It's a little bit of overkill. Alright, whatever.
Fisherman64 said, "We all lie to our significant others about the cost of fish, and we justify it in our minds. At least I do."
Exactly.
Window Licker #5 said, "Are they in the car?"
Yeah, I don't know where they are. My channel locks, I'm not sure what I did with them. They're probably in there, and I probably just didn't see it. Alright, let me move you for here now. We will prime these parts. Ooh, damn it. First part. Alright, looks like an amateur did it because I just slipped and spilled it. Bada bing. I'll let that dry and then we'll do the other side. Now I only need to do 2 sides of this. Right? And then the rest of this, same thing with this one. 2 sides of this. Bada bing. Bada boom.
Fisherman64 said, "Are they in your pocket?" Ha 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 ha.
Maybe. Although those are kind of something you would notice. Be like, are those channel locks in your pocket, or are you just happy to see me? They probably are upstairs. I'm trying to remember where I used them. I did those. Did this one. Gotta do this. Gotta do this.
Whip's World said he said not to hurt yourself, Jason. But to my query, aren't overflows a bad idea when it comes to fry? Don't they all end up going over into the sump?
Well,
What are you doing to prevent that?
I was going to put a sponge. Kind of like
Window
the
Licker
suit there, but
#5 said that was the clicker last week that was in
Yeah.
your pocket.
like a pre-filter sponge should actually kind of keep them from getting too far in there, I guess. That's my plan. Maybe I need something a little less coarse than that. Right. Oh, I can't get the spark. Hang on. What did I do with those pliers? I'm gonna take these apart. What did I just do with the stupid tool that I just found? Yeah, this will work. Or will it? Jeez Louise. I have a feeling they're sitting right in front of me. Why can't I see them? Oh, why won't this come apart? There we go. Okay. Now this should all be primed here in a sec. Sides of this. Purple fingers.
Fishymon64 said a sponge fine enough to prevent a fry. The
Yes.
size of an eyelash will clog frequently.
Yeah. But like I said, I don't think... I'm going to have it try to keep it on like a slower flow. I mean, it's only 15 gallons of water with all 3 tanks, right? So it doesn't need like...
Window Licker #5
100
said the coop
gallons per
released
hour. I think
fine
the...
sponges this week and different colour.
Oh, yeah?
They come in all black as well.
That's cool. I might have to check that out. But, yeah. Low flow. I think the pump I got is like a 400 gallon per hour. Which, I mean, you do the math on that, man. It's going to be like circling a tank like 100 times. But you can adjust it, so I'm going to try and tone it down. Okay. Let us begin with the glue. The glue. Like this. It'll go like that. Like this. Let's go over here with these. I might need you. Oh, baby. Let's take the glue. Let me get some paper towels so that we're ready to wipe up excess. Take this. We're going to take that. Tight little space here. So we're going to do this and this. And we're going to shove that into there, and we're going to hold. And we're going to wipe up any excess. And then we're going to do same with this and this.
Fishymon64 said Jazran is playing Tetris.
Yep. Okay. Now we do this one and this one. Stick that in there, hold it, Try not to drip PVC glue all over everything, which I just did.
Window
This
Licker
end.
Hash 5 said would it work without the glue?
It probably would work without the glue, honestly. But I don't need any like things to start leaking. That would not be fun. Oops, that's upside down. Let's turn that way. You know, take the extra precaution to make sure we don't have any leaks. That's my opinion. Actually, yeah. Probably didn't need to.
Branton Lightcap said, hey y'all!
Hey,
Happy
yo!
Mother's Day to all your kick-ass mums! Blanket, hello, I'm driving.
Well, good morning. Thanks for joining us. Drive safe. And happy Mother's Day to all the moms.
Elaine said, I found Fry have an aversion to being swept away in a current.
Yeah, they kind of try not to do that.
Goliad Farm, who doesn't use anything to protect Fry, would have many more fish in the sumps.
Yeah, I guess it all depends on how much flow you got too, you know what I mean? Like, if they can't fight the current, then yeah, they're going over. But that's what we're trying to avoid here. That. Actually, I think I probably could have gotten away with just gluing the back half of this, right? Because that's the only part that's ever going to hold water is this half. Oh, geez, we want to do this like that, maybe? No, we want to turn it 90. There we go. Okay. Wipe up excess glue. We just got to do that part. Yeah, the back half of this. Here, let me just finish gluing this and we can take a look. Where's this go here? Bum, bum, bum. Glue that. Glue this. Jam that in there. Hold it tight. Wipe off the excess. Okay, so this half, the only part this is really going to be doing is there's going to be an insert in here, right? The insert in here is what's actually going to carry the water. So this part probably didn't need to be glued. Probably would have glued this just because if it would leaks here. No, it wouldn't leak there. This part's the one that's going to be holding water because this is where the water is going to drain. So everything from this side I could have glued. I could have got away without gluing that, but whatever. Could have did a better job gluing too. Okay, we can put this away because we won't need you anymore. Because now we got to work with CPVC.
Whip's World said, yeah, to be clear, that was a question, not a criticism. I have virtually zero experience with Fry because any eggs or live bearers I might have produced get gobbled up as fast as they arrive.
Well, that ain't cool. All right, so I am just going to put this all the way down. And I'm going to put a mark where to cut it. And we got to leave a little room for the fitting. Actually, let's make it a little longer. Because we can always trim it shorter, right? This is CPVC, and what that C stands for is it's chemically treated PVC, which you would use. Got to use a different kind of glue for that, which I have. The bipolar fish keeper. Good morning. Okay, this goes here. This will go here.
Fisherman64 said, I seen a video of a tank that was like 1,000 gallons that had cyclids.
Nice.
And the sump always ended up having baby cyclids growing up.
Yeah. Cichlids, maybe. Well, I don't know. It depends on the cichlid, I guess. A lot of them are mouth breeders. I guess it all depends on the tank, the fish, the setup. I don't know. There's a lot of variables, man. Alright, let's set that down. We've got that. I have elbows right here. There. This will go in there. And we just need a piece to go between them. We're going to try and eyeball this. Shut up.
Window Licker #5 said like, OFR they cyclids in all the tanks because of the pass-through.
OFR, they cichlids in all the tanks because of pasture. Oh, like Ohio Fish Rescue? Is that OFR, right? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I guess we'll find out. Just doesn't work. And it doesn't work. I think we need to... Hang on. Apparently I got glue. I should probably rinse this out real quick. We're gonna try. I better without this on there. Alright, whatever. Deal with that in a bit. Set this down there for now. Now we need to, there's that PVC. Let me get a new towel. This one's all wet. Okay.
Whip's World said exactly,
Whip's
Licker.
World.
They and their situation is why I asked. They have African cyclids in damn near every tank.
Yeah,
It's crazy that those little guys survive some of the tanks they end up in.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know, man. I guess, like I said, it depends on the setup and, like, you know, their filtration might be something that allows that to happen. I'm going to try and not let that happen. That's my goal. But, you know. Prime this. All right. Should be done with that. Greg's Catfish Cave. What's up, man? I need tools. What do I do with them? I don't think I can open it. Tools. Nope. Come on! Why is this so hard?
Benjamin Peters said, "Good morning, Jason."
Good morning. Got it. Using like a giant pipe wrench to open this thing. All right, let's do some gluing. This stuff is nasty looking yellow. I don't know much about it. Oops, I should have glued this one too.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said, "I believe OFR is set up for maximum water exchange,
Yeah.
not as a purpose-built fry system."
Yeah, that's what I was kind of getting at. I think they're just trying to filter water, and the fryer just an afterthought.
Fisherman 64 said, "Most of those monster tanks don't have pre-filters in front of their overflows."
Yeah.
Window Liquor Hash 5 said, "OFR doesn't use sponges. I think you will be okay, Jason. And there isn't any monster fish in the next tank."
Yeah, exactly. Ooh.
Bootscats said, "Good morning, everyone."
Good morning, Bootscats. Bootscats. All right, I'm trying to make sure that this doesn't get. Here, you know what? Let's just glue this one. Let's just glue that one. Boop, boop, boop. Boop, boop, boop. Oh, we're making a mess.
Whips World said, "Hey, Branton! Drive safe, brother!"
Yes. Definitely do that. Okay, so that would be this one. Now, I am gonna glue this one. Might bump this excess. Okay. Now, the thing I gotta do is glue these two together. Right? That should work. Cool. Just making sure I didn't screw that up and that they actually fit before I cement them together. Ta-da! Take that out.
Average_Canadian_AvGeek said, "Good morning." Came
Good
in late.
morning. Hey, better late than never, right?
Fisherman 64 said, "Why does she talk squeaky for some comments and not others?"
I don't know. I don't know, man. I think she just gets excited. Okay. So now we have that. We got to trim this. We want it to rest like that. So to me, that looks like. Let's hold that like this for a second. Come on, man. Just stay. There we go. I say there.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said, "Branton, stop speeding. You're going to get another ticket." Hi, Willow.
Yeah, no tickets. Okay, we're going to trim this. Now, what I did before is I would do this at like a slight angle so that this piece will never rest flat on the bottom, right? It's kind of what I want. I do not want it to rest flat on the bottom so that it can't ever block its own siphon. Right? That's how I feel about it. I gotta do it that way. Slight angle on the cut, right?
Bootscats said, "What's the adhesive you're using?"
This adhesive is it's PVC glue, but it's glue for the CPVC, which is what this little pipe is. yellow one-step C PVC cement. And this is the primer. And I just put away the other one. That was the regular PVC cement.
Lady Diane said sorry, forgot to greet our host.
Lady
How rude.
D!
Good morning, Jason. I got up early.
Well, I'm glad you did, and good morning. Here we go. All right, so that's that. I think we have a whole system now. Let's hope it works. I got to drill a hole. But let's put this away. Let's put these pieces away. Let that sit there for a sec. Make sure these lids are on. Let's leave this here. Let's take this here. And let me grab the piece that fell over there. Whee. All right. Now I think we can put this away.
Fishing164 said that's the physics behind that overflow, isn't it?
The physics behind the overflow is that, well, I can go through it. Whoops. Let me put that stuff away. I can explain how I think I understand it, so whether it helps any of you is another story. What did I do with my coffee? Okay. So there'll be a hole somewhere around here, which is where the water will come in. I'll probably drill maybe more than one. Right? That water will enter this hole and fall down here. This will have a siphon in it, right? This will be one continuous column of water, so that as water flows in, it's forcing the water up and down this tube. It will drain out the bottom here, which will fill this, and then drain out there. And this goes to wherever we want it to go. So, let's go over here. Take a look. This is like the exact same thing as this, right? Except my difference
said
is
you're off camera. Window licker
sorry.
#5 said hold it down, you're out of the camera.
Okay, sorry. Here we go.
Fishing164 said, did Jasmine just call us dumb? Ha 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 ha.
No, just you. All right, there'll be a hole in here. Can you see this? Yes. There'll be a hole, a couple holes in here that the water will flow in and fall down the bottom of this tube. This will have a complete a water bridge, essentially. Right? This will be filled with water, no air, so that when water enters here, it will be forced to push it up over there, and it will drain out the bottom here. As it's draining, it'll fill up here, and then it'll flow out there to wherever we want it to go. That's the physics behind this. So this is actually the water bridge. This is just a carrier. That's why I could have gotten away without gluing this hole inside, but I did it anyway. So now we need to figure out, where do we want the hole? I probably have to put like a something there to keep it from doing this. There's going to be a rim on the other tank too, but so I think like somewhere around here would probably be good. That way the water levels, you know. Let's put a hole. Let's put a mark right there. It seems like a good level, no? What does that look like on a tank with a rim? Let's try that out, because that's where we're going to have it. Yeah, that works. I'm happy with it. As long as I don't put... Now we need power tools. Drill holes. Do I have... No, I'm going to have to run upstairs for that. But I do have drill bits. Might want a bigger drill bit. Thinking maybe a bunch of smaller holes. And then we could put a sponge filter over that, or a priest filter, or whatever. So as not to suck up any fry. Alright, let me find my drill. There you are. Alright, let's go back down. Okay. Smaller holes, big holes. Well, we don't want them to clog up, so I should probably use bigger holes. And then we'll use the sponge as the
Window
overflow.
licker #5 said use a piece of the left over PVC for a spacer.
Yeah.
Fisherman 64 said, but
It's
I'm
not a
you know,
bad
but
idea.
I'm you know.
But Yeah, I could use that as a spacer. It's not a bad idea. I just gotta cut it. All right, let's do 1/4 inch. Go big or go home, right? Now, let's take this out so I don't drill through this by accident. Let's take a piece of wood, and here's a piece of wood. So I don't drill through my stool. You're not even seeing this. There you go. I'm playing with power tools. You guys gotta watch. All right, it's 4 holes. Roughly all at the same spot. Take my sacrificial board. Let's move this. I'm gonna rinse out all the plastic dust I created. You can go there. All right, rinse. Rinse it all. Now, the moment of truth. I'm gonna test it. All right. Should probably test this on a tank that's got water in it.
Lady Diane said, I love watching men work.
It's only minimal blood today. And that was from whacking myself in the knuckles with the pliers. All right, let's dry this off. Try and get some of this extra plastic off of there. There we go. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. All right, I'm just gonna take a bucket. Is there a bucket over there? Yes, that already has water in it. Get a bucket. Well, I guess we can just use this bucket. One that has the sump in it.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics.
Here, let's do this.
Jeff Kane said, Lady Diane, I do still have another pond to dig out.
There you go. All right, let's try this. There is no light on this tank, but...
Benjamin Peters said, are you even working if your fingers are not glued together?
Oh, they're glued a little bit. There's definitely some glue on them. All right, let's move this. Let's take this hose. This is just the same hose I've been using for the thing the whole time. I can get it on. There we go. I do have more hose of this somewhere, but I'm just going to use what I have here right now, just to test it. Okay. Let me get the other part. Actually, I should rinse that too. Let me rinse this real quick. You guys looking at this fish tank here? Yes, you are. Okay. Getting a you know, glue, plastic, whatever might be floating around in here. Kind of just give it a good rinse. Okay. I am going to move you guys slightly this way so that I can get in here. Basically, how this is going to work is take the whole thing, submerge it, this thing, submerge it, make sure all the air is out of both of those. Try to keep the guppy grass out of all this junk. And then we got Chooch! Cool. Now that's primed. And it'll flow. See, I'm already sucking in some guppy grass. That's cool. Alright, I'm going to rest that a little higher so it stops draining water, but that works. So hopefully you guys saw that. It does work. Cool. Now, let me get the stool out of the way. Let's go back to here. Let's back up a hair. Okay. I want to swap fish tanks.
Window Licker #5 said click the button.
Click the button! I did click the button. Alright, I think we want to... I'm going to take this tank and we want to put it here. I'm going to put this tank where that one was. So let me get siphon, start draining some water. Have to be careful I don't suck up any babies because there are fry in these tanks. I mean, I could probably just pick it up as it is, but if I can get like half the water out, it'll weigh half as much. Plus I don't want to spill it. Okay, let's get the lid off. Move you over here. Let's get this lid off. Move you over there. Let me, well, I can do this one pretty easily because I can actually see these fish. All right. Clean up some mold on the bottom here while we're at it.
Window Licker #5 said you missed it. It works. You have the button.
I have the
Lady
button.
Diane said this should be exciting.
Let's hope. Boy, that shell is like degrading. Yeah, I'm just going to do like a 50% water change here. Bunch of little fricatas flying around in there. That's about good. All right, now I'm going to do the same here. I'm going all the way to the bottom in this corner. That should be pretty good. Oh no. Is there a fry in there? No, I think it was just on the side. Looked like it was in it for a second, but maybe he is in it. I don't see him. I think he's just outside. Sometimes it gives you that look like they're in there. Trying to keep this as tight to the bottom as I can so that nothing can get in.
CRP is Cheryl Smith, said Morning Jason in chat.
Good morning.
Cheryl's boy toy, Fishing Net, said what happened to Window Licker #3.
I don't know what happened to Window Licker #1 through 4. 5's the one who made it. Cheryl's boy toy. That's funny. Alright, this is probably good enough. Yep, it's good enough for me. I should be able to move on that. Alright, let's get this. Whoa! Spilling water. Let's put this hose away. For now. Alright. Let me get this, because we're probably going to need this. Let's take the sponge filter out of here, stick it in that for a second. Put you in there. Let's move you out for a sec. Let's move you. Oh! Hang in there, little fishies. I'm going to set this sponge filter over here. And we're going to move you guys up. I guess if we keep the sponge, keep the same sponge. Here, let's put these guys back. Okay. I can put. I'll put that. I gotta reverse these, right? Well, I guess it isn't gonna matter because it's all gonna be the same system. So I guess I gotta just put the sponge in here and put this sponge in there because they're all gonna share the same water. In a few minutes. Now, the labels are wrong.
Cheryl's boy toy, Fishing Net, said Happy Mother's Day to the ladies.
Indeed. This is 12. And this is 13. I can reach that. There we go. Okay. That should work, right? Now. Here's a little bitty Anubius that came off of something. I guess we've got to set up, we'll put this back in here so that we got the overflow. We got to set up the overflow there to drain into here, and then we got to move the pump. Lets me get pump, this, that. All right, here's a little pond pump I bought. This has like one of those little adjustable faces so you can choke it off. We'll have to deal with that in a minute. I'll set that there for now. We need to hook up the overflow that I just created. Give me this. Try not to break the siphon if I can. And we got extra tubing here. This is going to fall on the ground. Nope, I just broke the siphon. I just heard it. Okay. There's a lot of extra tubing here, so we'll deal with that in a sec. I don't even know how I'm going to prime this, honestly. Let's get that out of there. How much tubing do we need? We could probably cut this, like here. What do I do with the PVC covers? Here we are. This is just silicone tubing. That's way plenty. Oops, making a mess. That's probably enough tubing to last the other one too. I got water all over the floor now. Oh, here's a towel. Perfect. Okay, so let us, I guess, feed this through somehow. I can't even see where it is. There it is. Oh yeah, it's plenty of tubing. Holy cow, we could probably cut this even more. Except I left it there. Oh. Okay. Sit you over there, put you in here. That is going to be the return. Probably could have been better. Actually, it does need to be shorter because this is pushing. Bear with me. Okay, better. Perfect. Now that should just be able to hang out. Let us move this sponge filter to the other side. Oh, to the middle. We'll leave that there. Now we gotta prime this somehow. This is gonna be hard. Could probably prime this in a different tank, honestly. Might have to. Or at least when it's got more water in it. It's kind of hard to do it. Just a little bit. Oh, when I pulled that hose, what happened? Did the hose fall off? Oh no. I pulled the whole thing out. There we go. That's going to be interesting. Might have to do this on the side. That might make life a whole lot easier. Oh, let's try that. Let's go over here. Yeah, that'll be easier. Oh, I don't like that. I guess once we get it started, we can always move it, right? Okay. I guess we're at a point where we got to start adding water and test this out. Well, I guess we should deal with this pump too. I have this tubing. You guys seeing what I'm seeing? Are we down here low enough? Got this tubing. Now, this pump came with a bunch of different adapters. Just figure out which one's the best one for that. That's actually pretty good. That should work fine. Okay, cool. Let's get rid of this. We're gonna have to monkey with this. Okay. That's at least on. Stick that to the bottom for now. This is all preliminary. We're gonna have to get it chooching and then we'll figure it out. Like where to cut it, where to... Boy, this is like stuck together. What the heck? There we go. Here, we'll just stick this all in there. Oh! Ouch. Ouch. Let's kill him in these. Alright, we're just going to stick this hose in there for now.
Peplin Creek Aquatics said, what am I looking at?
I don't
A
even know.
5-gallon with a 5-gallon sump.
Yeah. You're looking at 3 5-gallons. And one of them is a sump. Alright. We got to add water. So let's fill up. Oh, I need more slack. Let's see if this works, man. Oh my god. Just spilling water everywhere. Alright, we're going to fill up this top tank. And ideally that should overflow and start filling that tank. Second one down. We don't need this at the moment. Although we probably should steal a sponge. So that we have it for this. There we go. Okay. Filling up this one. At some point it's going to hit the overflow. Whoa. Whoa. I'm going to need to clamp that, I think. Hold on a second. Hold on a second. Stop! Alright, I hear water flowing down there. I see water flowing out the back. That seems to be working. Okay, give me 1 second here.
Window Liquor Hash 5 said you need to put a hose on the return off the top tank to the middle.
There is one. It's already there. It's already there. Hang on, let me, I gotta clamp that hose so it stops falling. Whoa, where did all that water come from? Where is that clamp? I guess I can use this one. There is a, coming up, Jesus. This is driving me crazy.
Lady Diane said, okay, I admit I thought those were larger tanks and you were channeling Superman this morning.
Well,
Creek Aquatics said it's alive!
I don't know if you can see it, but there is water flowing down around the back into this. Here, come over here. Come over here. This tube is connected to the back of that bulkhead. So that's flowing down into the middle tank. And then when this overflow hits, it should flow into the bottom tank. And then when that hits, we should be able to hit the return. And it should all keep flowing. We'll see. Alright, let's fill. I don't know if you can see it chooching down in there. It's starting to fill that other tank. That's where it's going to flow into. I'm just filling it up for now. So, oh, Jesus Christ. Apparently I'm filling too fast. A little bit of spilling. The tank filled up faster than it could drain. Oh no. I might have stuck in too much water in both tanks. Oh no, it's gonna overflow. Is it? It might. My God, what have I done? Oh, let's get this. Are we alright? No. We probably are not alright. Get out of there. You can go in there. Alright, I think we're okay now. Whew! Don't mind me, I'm just spilling water.
Fisherman64 said it's alive.
It's alive. Alright, next. We gotta get the siphon. Honestly, I think this would be a whole lot easier if I just did it outside this tank. If I just used like the 75 behind me and just primed us. This would probably work a whole lot easier, so that's what I'm gonna do. Doesn't matter how the siphon starts, as long as it starts. Come on, man. Oh, I'm spilling water. Why won't you go in there? We go. Did we maintain it? I don't know that we did. I don't think that we did. Nope. We broke the siphon. Damn it. This is going to be the hardest part, is getting this to prime. And stay primed. Well, it should stay primed once it's primed. Just getting in this stupid angle.
Window Licker #5 said sucky sucky.
Sucky, sucky. Alright, let's hope this works. I don't know how I'm going to do this. Did that work? Oh my God, I'm spilling water everywhere. Yeah, it did work. Okay, cool. That's 2.
Fisherman64 said Jazrin, you will have to suck on it.
Here, we're gonna choke this off real quick. Oh, move that around the back, hopefully. Got water everywhere. Come right through this hole into there. Perfect.
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory.
All right.
Falling on my
This
head
is Choochin.
like a
Benjamin
misty
Peters said Willow will
motion.
judge your suckiness. Whips World said I gotta go and celebrate a bunch of mothers.
Yeah,
Have a
you
great
do that.
Fun Day Sunday.
I'm
Good
doing that a
luck with
little
that
bit later.
overflow, Jason.
Thanks, man.
I'll catch the replay to see if it all works out in the end.
Let's hope. All right. So we got a little bit of
Cheryl's
chooch.
boy toy, fishing net, said glad I haven't had to suck start in a while.
Okay, let's slowly add some water here. It should start flowing into there.
Window
And then
Licker
flowing into
#5
here.
said, you know, it's a good day when you get wet.
Oh, I'm soaked. All right, that is filling up the bottom tank. But we're also filling this up faster than we can drain. So that's definitely going to be a deciding factor. So we got to keep this in some sort of equilibrium. Huh. I'm just trying to fill up that bottom tank a little bit. It's probably almost pretty good. Extra slow flow, man. Alright, let's kill that. I think that's going to be enough water. Now, the big test is the pump. Let us move that out of the way. Let's get the plug. Ow! Man, it's killing my knees crouching like that. Let's go over here. Let's plug it in. Let's see. Let's see. Holy smokes, that's a lot. That's going way too fast, so we gotta turn this
Benjamin
down.
Peters said, will the pump slow enough?
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. If not, I gotta get a smaller pump. Here, let me adjust the size of the... Let me turn this down. Can't tell which way's open. There we go. I'm gonna turn this like barely even open. Okay. Let's see.
Fisherman64 said, Jazrin, you need your knee pads.
Yeah, you ain't wrong. Okay. I think we're pumping. Yeah, we're starting to fill up. I don't know if this is going to drain fast enough, though. Huh. Alright, we're starting to drain. We're also starting to fill up, so... Can I turn this down even more? Ow, I can't even reach in here, man.
Andy Carson said, if you can't slow the pump, you could add a ball valve inline right after
There
the
you
pump.
go. That's not a bad idea. Yeah, I have it on the slowest it can go. I think it might be alright.
Benjamin Peters said Jason has really small hands, making the tubing look larger than life lowell.
Oh shit. We are definitely overflowing. Oh my god. Was not paying attention. The middle tank's the one that's filling up. Oh my god. Oh my god. Now hang on. We gotta break this siphon because it's draining the tank. There we go. Nothing like water all over the place. Well, good thing I'm in concrete. Ah! Hmm.
Lady Diane said, nah, I've met those hands, not small.
Whoa! I guess it helps if I don't have that shooting out in my face.
PNWW Aqua said, good morning, folks. We got some crazy contraptions going.
Oh my god, you have no idea. Jesus. Is this on the smallest setting? Because this is really driving me nuts. Yeah, that is on the smallest. Okay. Whatever it is that keeps shooting me in the face.
Captain Creek Aquatic said, look on the bright side, you
Do it
topped
that
off the 2.5 gallon.
Yeah. I did! Okay. I think I got that finally where it'll stop shooting water out as soon as I plug it in. Yeah, we might have to put a ball valve on this.
Empire of Dirt Aquatics, Jeff Kane, said the water looks better on your floor than mine.
Well, thanks, man. Alright, we're starting to drain.
Aquatic Moose said hi.
That's starting to fill up. Hi, Aquatic Moose. Good morning. Yeah, I don't think that's going to flow slow enough. And it's going to keep overflowing that middle tank. Oh, jeez. Huh. So ball valve. I believe I have a 1/2 inch one. Let's see if we can mess with it. All right, let me get it. Oy, oy, oy. Nothing's easy, you know? Nothing's ever easy. I got like a million PVC fittings in here. This is 3/4 inch. That's too big. I guess I don't have a 1/2 inch ball valve. Do I? No. Not seeing it. Guess it's in here. Oh yeah, it is in here. Cool. I do have one. I just made a huge mess with all that. Oh, my back. I tend to save these things because, you know, ball valves are not cheap. I'm going to cut this down though. We'll do this on the end here. Whatever happened to Lady R? I don't know. I haven't seen her in a while. Let's try this. We're just going to put the ball valve. We may have to heat this up. I gotta get this on there somehow. Give me 1 second. I have a heat gun. Probably soften up that plastic. Man, this is gonna upset me if this does not work. Spent a lot of time on this.
Congratulations, Fishcapades, on the membership milestone.
Yay!
Fishcapades has been an extraordinary aquarist for 15 months.
Congrats!
PNW Aqua said, coffee, that's a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know what happened to my coffee. I think that's half the problem going on here is I don't have enough of it in me. Alright, I'm just going to heat this up until it becomes pliable. Hopefully not burn my fingers in the process.
Congratulations, Fishyman. 64 on the
Fishymon!
membership milestone. Fishymon 64 has been an extraordinary aquarist for 20 months.
Congrats, dude. Holy cow. Been here that long? Alright, what do I do with the valve? It's in my back pocket. I don't think that was enough. Nope. Ow, that's hot. Damn it, man. Let me get something that kind of...
Fishy164 said,
pliers.
I'm the OG.
You the OG, man. Pliers. These are long nose, eagle nose. Cool. I'll try and get this.
Aquatic
Softened up.
Moose said, is singular tank syndrome a thing?
I don't know. Maybe. I wouldn't know. You're asking the wrong dude, man. Alright, let's put this here. Let's try and spread this wide. Here, let's heat it up while we're doing this. I don't know if this is working. I don't think that did shit. I don't think that did. Ow! It didn't make it super freaking hot. Yeah, I don't know if I can get this on.
Andy
It says-
Carson said single tank is certainly not normal. At least not in the fish fam.
Yeah.
Cheryl's boy toy, fishing
It's
net,
too hot.
said hola como va. I'm just curious if it translates.
Como va? I don't know. Seems like it did. How am I going to do this? I need a bigger hose. We're going to figure out a better way to get this on here. Oh, come on. All right. This ain't working. Do I have another piece of hose that's big enough? I got this, but I don't know if this is long enough. I think this is the same size as that, right? Yeah, these are the exact same size. So how was I able to get the barb?
Benjamin Peters said if only I had $1 for every time I said, I'm gonna need a bigger hose.
I'm gonna need a bigger hose. All right, this is. These are what, half a 3/4 inch? 3/4 inch. What is this? This is 3/4 inch. So, do I have any reducers? It's threaded. I need the other threads. There's another ball valve. Here's one that's not even used. It's threaded, but I need 3/4 inch threaded. That union is threaded. I don't know how that's going to help me. Trying to think of what I got that will work. Let's see. Man, I don't know. Well, didn't I have, yeah, this. Huh. This might work. It looks like hell, but it's got a ball valve and a barb fitting on it. Let's see if I can get the hose on this. Got this whole jack-a-bobby thing. This hose is just like the wrong size for this fitting. But I got it. I think I got it. Oh, I got it. Oh, it's not lost. Although all might not be well either, but here we go. Well, at least it fit. Let's plug it in. See if we can adjust the flow with the wing nut.
Elaine said it was easy to turn lights out 24/7.
Okay. We're flowing. Starting to drain.
Victor C. said, "Thanks for live streaming at depths unknown."
Hey, man. Thanks for being here and enjoying this. All right, I've turned it down a notch. Now let's see. Draining.
Fishyman64 said, "Jazrin, you a wingnut."
I am a wing nut. I think we might have something here, folks. Oh no, that's filling up. Is this filling up? It might be. Yes. So let's turn this down just another scooch. Well, that's off.
Bootscats said, "This has definitely been a cautionary tale for those of us considering DIY in our carpeted fish rooms."
Yes. I would do all your
Fishcapade said, "Can I
prototyping
get
somewhere
an
else.
Eduardo.
An Eduardo.
Window Liquor #5 said, "Bring the camera down a bit, please."
Is that better? This is the one that I was worried about overflowing. I think we got it on
Andy
a slow
Carson
enough
said,
chooch now.
"Don't forget the thumbs up for this problem solving DIY stream."
Heck yeah! Alright, cool. I think we're actually draining now faster than we're filling. I think we got it. I think it's working! This tank is still, like, I didn't fill it all the way up because I wanted to leave a little room. Right? Yeah, it's a nice slow flow. We don't need any crazy flow here, man. These are for like fry. I will have to put something on that.
Window Liquor #5 said, "It works now. Bring in the heat, Jason."
Bring in the heat! Yes. I probably should run that hose a little bit better than what I have it, if we're going to do that. Right? That's the way I see it. So, let us unplug. This will drain down. Break that siphon. That's one of the things I got to do too, is add a little break in there. Let that all flow. I'm just going to keep this like that. Oh, this is part of the problem too. This clamp is probably restricting a lot of flow. Now, let me run this hose around
That's
the back.
lovely, that is.
Let me go over here. Let's try and grab this. What is happening right now? Okay. Just got all this excess hose, that's what it is. Whoa. Now, We're gonna have to go out this way.
Benjamin
Finger.
Peters said
Blue.
there is a definite lack of BBA in these tanks, Jason. Do
Benjamin.
better.
Shh. No jinxing. No jinxing. These are just for babies, man. Alright, let's get this in there. Okay. Let's thread this up here.
Fishcapade said unacceptable, Jason.
Oh my god, I can't get that through. Oh, there we go. Made it! Alright, I got a whole lot of excess hose here, so we'll have to deal with that in a sec. This is probably as good as I want it. So we're going to cut this hose. I'm going to take this off again. I mean, that's quite the contraption there, right? This is hose. So if I cut it here, I will have plenty of hose.
Fishcapade said, "Eat." Lady Diane said, I did notice the lack of BBA.
Don't worry. It's because I have no lights on these tanks. Alright, I'm going to cut this here. Set you there. Now let's get this on. This thing is like a hideous contraption, man. Might have to make something less. Well, I'm just going to stick it in there like that for now. Alright, let's wrap this hose up. Get it out of my way. Get over here. What is in my back pocket? A valve. Alright, let's plug this in. Let's give it another run. I know that seems like it's going crazy fast, but it really isn't.
Fishcapade said that was my important and not at all annoying announcement for the morning, Jason.
Well, there you go. Okay, cool. So we're chugging. Let's see if we can maintain the equilibrium again. What am I stuck on over here? Oh, it's the filter. But why is the hose? All right, there we go. Like, why is the mop all stuck in it? Here, we're gonna, whoa, make a mess. There we go. That's better. That's better. I think we're good, man. I think we have a little bit of something here.
Andy Carson said, great job, Jason. Thanks for sharing the process live. Fishcapade said chugging or chooching.
Chooching! Now, the only problem I have is that the siphon will not break on its own. It'll drain down this tank to here unless I do something. Right? Let me double check. Let's unplug it. Power's out. Yeah, it's going to start sucking water back down that. Yep. And that's probably going to overflow that tank. So we need a break in that siphon.
Benjamin Peters said,
It's still
thanks for the
draining?
lesson in hydrodynamics this morning, and congratulations on your success.
Well, I don't know if it's a success yet, man. We're still in the. I feel like we've crested the mountaintop here. So now we just got to make it back down the other side without dying. Did that break the siphon? No, it's still draining. Okay. Let's address that. We got to break the siphon somehow. So I think, well, there's only one way to do that. We need power tools. Let me grab my drill real quick. I don't know if we need this big of a drill bit though. Let's use that smaller one. Let me break the siphon. See, you hear that? So, I want it to be somewhere in the tank. Probably this barb. I'm just going to drill a hole right through that. Probably should do this not in the tank so I don't get all this plastic in there.
Lady Diane said, "Oh, more power tools."
Mm-hmm. All right. Just drill the hole right through that. I'll show you here in a sec. Clean up the burrs.
Benjamin Peters said Lady D can't see you off camera working that thing.
Sorry. I just drilled a hole straight through on this fitting right there. I have a bunch of these fittings, so if I really need to, I can replace that. And then we'll set it here so that whenever it gets above that, okay, let's turn it on. I know water's going to squirt out that hole, but it doesn't really matter because that's going to go in the fish tank too. Ooh. Oh, that's right. This is before. Oh, you idiot.
Window Licker #5 said, "Yep, that one spines and lights up. Woo! Oh."
Damn it. I forgot that that's before the valve. So now I don't think the valve is gonna... Ah, you idiot. Yeah. First of all, this is gonna keep... I think that's gonna flow too much because I can't turn it down anymore. I have just bypassed the valve, so now that water's flowing faster than the valve. Right? Like an idiot!
Benjamin Peters said, "Look at the bright side. It makes for good TV."
Yeah, you ain't wrong. I'm going to let this run for a second, see what happens. Move that over there. Oh my god. Come on! There we go. Making myself all wet. Just shot myself in the armpit. Alright, that bottom tank is filling up. Faster than it can drain. Yep.
Lady
And the
Diane
middle
said,
tank.
"Not idiot."
Idiota! That's the word. Alright, let's unplug. Well, at least the siphon broke. However, we gotta do something else. Let me get one of those valves that I said I had a bunch of in case I screw this up and need to replace it. Those are 1 inch. These are 3/4 inch. Yeah, this is right.
Window Licker #5 said that she blows a olo.
Here's another one. Let's... I know what we gotta do. Let's take this off. Put this in the... That may be destroyed. Oh no. Hang on a sec. Do I have... Those are female. Oh no. Do I have 3/4 inch female ones? No. Yes, right here.
Elaine said enough material for a bloopers reel yet?
Oh, I'm sure. Now let's unthread that. I gotta take this off of here. Damn it, this is... I thought this was female. What is going on here?
PNW Aqua said a fascinating exercise in water recreation.
Yeah. Yeah. These are all female, or these are all male. Male. Of course, the only female one, right, that I had is the one that I just ruined. I thought they were all the same. I'm an idiot. I'm such an idiot. Hang on, is there a way we can salvage this using a different part? This box of PVC fittings. I didn't even know I had that female fitting. This is male. That's male. Question is,
Window Licker #5 said put a little silicone on the hole.
That's an idea. I mean, yeah, ideally.
Benjamin Peters said, I feel your pain, dude. Boxes full of fittings. And still end up at the store 9 times out of 10.
Yeah, exactly. And you can't find a
Lady
fitting.
Diane said, I'm feeling a bit stressed now.
You and me both, Lady D. Alright, what was I trying to do? I was trying to... Ideally, I wanted to get this valve on here, right? And the only reason I was using what I had is because... So... What if I had... Alright. Oops. I'm just going to start pulling out fittings everywhere. See, they're all male. I need a female. What is in there or anything? Is this threaded? That is threaded. Oh, but it's the wrong size. Damn it.
Window Licker #5 said black electric tape over the hole for now.
Hang on. I think I just found something. Hang on. This is a nylon fitting. Yes, this could work. I think I got it. Now I just need a piece of 1/2-inch PVC. Oh, this is threaded. Damn it. That's not threaded. Little Lily, what are you doing? Then I also have one of these. Huh. This would be perfect if I could find a threaded fitting. On that. That's a possibility, but then we're just using whatever fittings. We're just making something. Is that threaded? Oh. What I need is a threaded to slip, and I ain't got it. I do have this T that is threaded to slip. I could theoretically use that.
Bruiser CB said Jason put the ball value in line and do an elbow hanger to feed top tank.
Yeah, that's what I am gonna do. But I pierced that fitting. So now that water is gonna squirt past that. So I'm trying to. This might work. This might work. This would work. Hang on. We have that cap? No, that cap is threaded. Damn it! Why do I always 2 different fittings? All I need is a 1/2-inch unthreaded cap. That's all I needed. Actually, it probably won't matter. right? Well, it does matter. The water's going to come in here. I mean, this is going to be like some Frankenstein thingy, if I even get it. Lily, what are you doing? Lily's helping me sort fittings.
Benjamin Peters said, "Oh, I wonder if you can DoorDash plumbing parts."
Yeah.
Lady
Could do this
Diane
with
said,
two
"Alexa,
valves.
please put female parts on the hardware store list."
I could thread it like that, but this would be so jank. This would be so jank. I'd have to use 2 ball valves. Keep one of them closed because I don't have an end cap that's not threaded. I need a slip end. And then that one would be the one that's controlling the flow into the tank. Oh my god, this is like such a... This is so ghetto. So ghetto. Man. Ouch. This would be extremely ghetto. So ghetto, it might be worth it. And this would go here. Realistically, I could just adjust it with an end cap too.
Benjamin Peters said, "Nothing is ever good enough side."
Exactly. This is 3/4 inch. Damn it. Is that what I was using, right? 3/4 inch? Yeah. So, if I had one of these that was threaded, that would work too. So then we could do it the other way. Don't mind me, folks. That would not work. So this... Actually, this might work.
Andy Carson said, "It's a do what you gotta do to make it work."
Exactly.
It's being resourceful.
Well, I mean, this would
Lady
work. It would
Diane
just look
said,
like hell.
"Smash the light to cheer up Jason."
Thanks. Thanks, Lady D. This is threaded. I could
Elaine
use that
said,
fitting
"Where is
there.
AL when you need him?"
Where's who? Work too, wouldn't it? This might work. This is a union. This might work. Ow, that was my knee. Did you hear my knees cracking like that? Oh my god. Oh my god. What did I do with my coffee? Is it in here? Yes, it is.
Window Licker #5 said, "Can you flip the ball veil around and just reverse the flow?"
No, because the ball valve, it needed that connector to hook the hose on. But I think I have this. Oh, that's some good coffee. What did I do with all the... What did I do with the ball valve? Did I have... Oh, no, that's the... This is the 1/2 inch one. What did I do with the one I just had? Zoe, is this in your way? I know, it's a mess. What did I do with the ball valve? Oh, here it is. No, here it is. Here we go. Here
Benjamin
we go.
Peters said, "Yay! Another opportunity to glue your fingers together."
Yes. Now, I could just do this. Yes, I have pieces that we can do this. Oh, wait, this is a 1/2 inch ball valve. So then I got to
Fisherman 64 said, "Is it your knee hurting you?" Bruiser CB said it may be with the clicker.
Yeah, that would be a safe bet. Alright, ideally I need an elbow. Do I have a threaded elbow? Ooh. That would work. Man, this thing's getting crazier by the second. Alright, this is what we got. I might have to glue that. But here's a threaded elbow. Put there like that. This would be where we break the siphon, I guess. Man, this is some crazy looking janky thing. Let me...
Benjamin Peters said that's an amazing piece of Frankenstein.
I mean, I can obviously, you know, slim this down. Now can I get this stupid valve over there? There we go, there we go. Okay.
Lady Diane said reaching for anti-anxiety meds.
Alright, let's try this. Now, we don't have to worry about breaking the siphon at the moment, but I will drill a hole in this so that we will break the siphon. But I'm not doing that right now because I want to make sure this works. It's not some sort of like... It's flowing. It's draining. Ideally, I just put a hole somewhere up there. I think it's working.
Cheryl's boy toy, fishing net, said watching you work is going to make me put pants on and go to the store.
Good. Got to do something today. All right, where are we at? Wow, there's a lot of little fry in that tank. Holy cow. I don't know if you can see them all in here, but let's go over here. Let's see if I can get a light on them. They all seem to be liking where the water's flowing out of. You can see them better now. There's a lot of detritus in here, but I stirred it up. Yeah, man. I think that'll work. I think we're filling and draining. At a decent rate. Nothing's getting too... I think we're draining as fast as we're filling, so that's a good sign. Here, let's back up. Oh.
Andy Carson said, yay!
Yay! Exactly how I feel, Andy. What we could do here. This is a process, I'm going to tell you that. Boy, this is giving me anxiety. There, let's put that in there for now. Let's give it a little more reach. And then we can probably use that to hold. Yeah, look at that. Now it's just hanging. Oh no. We need to glue that. That dry fitting is leaking. Yep, definitely leaking. So we're gonna have to glue that. I think otherwise I'm gonna have a lot of water on the floor. All right, let's kill that. Kill that pump. For now.
Fishroom said I could watch this all day.
Now, problem is that I gotta sand this, I think, because this is painted. So if I want a good fitting, I gotta.
Andy Carson said just a reminder of the crack in that tank wall.
Don't. Why you gotta remind me of that? Not cool. All right, let's see if I can get some of these fittings all over the place right now. I can move them out of the way. And I'm gonna have to reorganize that. Sandpaper. Where did I have sandpaper? This is a sanding sponge. I got a better sandpaper than this. It's gonna take an eternity. Where is my sandpaper? Right here. Cool. Do this over the trash can so I don't make a mess.
Window Liquor #5 said I hate to be a bummer, but you're coming up on noon.
Yeah, no worries. It happens. I don't know anybody that goes after me anymore. It used to be Kenny E. So I don't know if I'm stepping on anybody by going over, but I might go over a little bit today.
Fishcapade said Jason, extra hour of streaming. Don't leave us.
Well, I'm not leaving you at the moment, so. What are you doing, Lily? Oh, you're playing with a twist tie. That's her favorite thing in the world is a twist tie. She grabbed that twist tie and she ran. She thought I was going to grab it from her. All right, well, it's probably going to have to work. Now I need... You're okay, puppy. You stay there.
Window Liquor #5 said I'm good. Save the children, let's finish this. Lady Diane said I'm running out of bonbons.
Uh-oh.
Bruiser CB said get a roll of Flex Seal tape and it'll fix that crack, LOL.
Oh, I'm not worried about that crack, honestly. That crack is, I mean, pretty minimal. And it's really above the line. I could always just put a piece of silicone on there or whatever. Get some silicone. All right, let's... I'm going to prime this. Prime that.
Fishcapade said, Jason, have you wished all your fish mamas a happy Mother's Day?
I did, so far. If I didn't, happy Mother's Day. Fish mamas. Alright, let's try this. Let's try this now. Okay, let's put this lid back on. The glue. Let's put the lid back on. Primer.
Andy Carson said I was just concerned about pulling stress from the Frankenstein return line on that back wall.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Fishcapade said, and a happy Mother's Day to you, Jason.
Thanks. Is it leaking? Negative. Well, I do plan on doing something a little bit different than this for a long-term solution. But currently this is working, so. And if I keep it like that, I don't need to worry about breaking the siphon. It'll break itself. All right. Oh, I'm like, I knew, hang on. Let's put this stuff away. Let's get this out of here. Get that out of there. That's the CPVC. This can sit here for now. I wanted to, what was I just going to do? Oh yeah. Put the lid. Now, need to put the sponge filter back in here. There we go. Perfect. And this lid, not entirely sure where the lid is. Let's put this lid on here. I'm gonna have to readjust this lid. I gotta cut a slit out. This. A pen in here? Yes. Little Lily, what are you doing? Oh, Skulking kitty. What are you looking at? Making sure we're not dropping any, dripping any water. Let me cut this real quick.
Lady Diane said, I'm still sticking to canisters.
Yeah.
Bootscats said, looks like there might be a slight leak where the black meets the blue.
Where the black meets the blue. Oh yeah, I see what you're saying. Down the back there. Is there a leak? If there is, it's probably because I gotta tighten it. I think there just might have been some residual water hanging out. I don't see it doing anything. Here, hang on. Set that down, set that down. Tighten. There we go. That should solve all problems. Okay.
Lady Diane said, "Who is this Lily you speak of?"
My kitty. A little gritty kitty named Lily. She's all scritchy. I don't know where she went. I yelled her name, she ran. Oh, come on, what is going on now? There we go, there we go. There we go. Now this one is going to be the same deal. I can probably just rest that like that. So we got to run that power cord somewhere else. That's Lily right there. Psst. What are you doing, little Lily? She's got her ascot on. Her little cherry blossom ascot. What are you looking for, Lil? What are you looking for, Lil? What the heck? How did I do that? Oh my god. I think it's because my thing got water all over it. Whoops. Is this working? This thing's soaking wet. Is it working? I don't think it is. Hold on. Nope. It's all wet. Turn it off. Alright, I think it's working though. Like this whole setup. Lets me remove this. I don't think we need this anymore. Fill hose. Put this away. Let's get this out the way.
3G said meanwhile.
Meanwhile, at the League of Justice. Alright. Let's put this hose away. Okay. Oh, the lid's over here. That's right, because I put it in this bucket. Because all the gravel's in there too. Alright, cool. That's what I gotta do. I'm gonna do something. I gotta put gravel in there. We're gonna have to monkey with that. This is just not a good setup at the moment. But it is chooching. So all 3 tanks are now, oh, I see that dripping around the back too. Still dripping. So I hate these freaking lids. I might have to put some pipe tape on that. But other than that, I think that stop the drip. Yeah, I just had to tighten it a little more. Yes. Now since I'm here and I have the tools. Let's finish this. Finish it. Right there. Snips. Got most tools are right-handed. Oh, Jesus. That's not good. We're going to need an elbow in there. Something better than that. But yeah, if I put an elbow on there and angled it straight down, that'd be perfect. Just got to make sure to keep that forward for now. I don't know, it seems to be working. So now what we need is the heater and the heater controller. Although I don't know if I'm going to do that right now because that's we're already we've gone quite a while on this project. 11, 12. I will let this run though for a while just to make sure. Hopefully there's no flaws in this setup. Right? It's still leaking down the back. This stupid thing. Is this still dripping? I don't even know how much I can make that. Is that dripping? It might be. I'm not seeing it though. Let's wipe off all the drips. And then we'll know. And if it is still dripping, then I just gotta tighten it. Or put some pipe tape on it. And then tighten it. Let me get some tools. Where's my grips, man? Oh, they are in here. This whole time they were in here. Idiot. Just didn't see them. No wonder I couldn't find them. They were where I left them. It is dripping. Still dripping. I think that's all.
Ladidian said Jason found his female parts.
No, I found this. I think that did it. Now it is tight. Whatever. Alright, we're gonna let this run for days. I'm gonna have to rewire. Now that I'm confident we're not leaking anywhere. Alright. What do I do with that? Let's take the light.
Window Licker #5 said good job Jason, now bring in the heat.
Bring in the heat! Yep. Yep. I got the heater upstairs. Here. Bear with me 1 second. Oh, I'm going up there. I'm getting more coffee. Damn it. Watch out, Lily. All right. Here's the heater. Second Aqueon. Here's the heater controller. If I remember correctly, this is a process. So I don't know if I'm going to do this right now. Yeah. We'll save that.
3G said, so what's the need for sump on 5 gallon?
Well, now it's 15. The whole point was, these is my fry hatching racks, right? My hatch rates have been really horrible, and part of the reason is because none of these are heated tanks, right? So instead of having to run 6 different heaters, I figured I could get away with 1 heater, a pump, and then make sure they're all in the same system, right? So they're all going to share the same water, they're all going to share the same heated water, and they're all going to have a heater controller on the one system. So these 3 tanks are going to be 1 heater, 1 pump, they're all sharing the water. So then eventually I'm going to do that over there. I need to get another 5 gallon for the bottom. Now, the question is, do I try and drill that top tank again?
Here comes the rain again, falling on my head like a memory, falling on my head like a new emotion.
So that's the reason why I wanted to put them all in one system, is so they would share the heat. Feel the heat. And each tank's got their own sponge filter, so it's, I mean, whatever. That's doing the filtration, honestly. This is just pretty much for educational purposes. Yeah, that's why.
Lady Diane said, I will respectfully ask to meet Lily another time. Thanks for the entertainment, Jason.
No problem. Thank you for joining me.
Empire of
This has
Dirt
been,
Aquatics,
this has been
Jeff
an interesting
Kane,
one.
said the more overall water volume is better for the fry as well.
Yeah, true, and I could probably
Fishcapade
maintain
said
each tank.
pum, pum.
You know, maintain the water. It's easier to maintain 15 gallons than it is to maintain 5 consistently. That makes sense. And if I do a water change in one tank, I do a water change in all tanks. Speaking of that, I did just add a bunch of tap water in here, so that probably really changed the TDS. 289. Not too bad. I probably have like another gallon I can fit in there too. So I could probably thin it out with add some RO to the system to top it all off. So that tank's a little low. That tank is as full as it's gonna get. That's like, you know. Ideally, you want.
Fisherman64 said it's his genius madness.
It is. It's the madness. Oh no. Was that this camera? It might have been. I think I just disconnected the camera. Yep. Lily, I blame you. Well, I guess that's a good time to call it there, I guess. Oh, I got fittings all over the floor here. Holy smokes. Oy, oy, oy.
Andy Carson said Happy Mom's Day to the
Happy
moms.
Mom's Day.
Thanks for the stream,
Indeed.
Jason.
No problem.
Everyone enjoy the rest of your weekend.
Well, I appreciate everybody hanging out. We're going to look at Monty because the other camera's looking at the floor. And we will do this all again next week. Same time, same channel. Well, we went 20 minutes over. Not too bad. Got a lot accomplished, honestly, considering I had no idea how that was going to end at all.
Benjamin Peters said, thanks for all you do, Jason.
Well, thank
Happy
you,
Mother's
man.
Day, chat.
Happy Mother's Day to everybody out there. I will see you all next week. If you got any questions, comments, feel free to leave it down below. I do read all them, answer all them.
Fisherman64 said, bye everyone, and Happy Mother's Day.
Indeed. And yeah, feel free to email me. Oh wait, I can't.
Peplin
Can I
Creek
pop that up?
Aquatic said, thanks for the stream, Jason.
Thank you. Here, I can do this. I think that sparks the bot to pump out the email address. If you want something to show me, email me. You can do it there. Depths unknown. Fishkeeping@gmail.com. There we go. It did pop up. Cool. Yeah. Hit the like if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. I don't know what you're doing. And we'll do it again next time. All right, guys. Appreciate it. Bye.